What is up, guys? It's Mimi, the ALE Double X Prince, here to do another rebooking, which is something I haven't done in a while. I've done what ifs, but I haven't done rebooking in a while. And I wanted to rebook Keith Lee's time in 2020 all the way to 2021. This was originally a rebooking Keith Lee as NXT champion, but I think that we could do much better with Keithley. Let's go all the way. Let's go from Keithley in 2020 all the way to WrestleMania 37. Yes, he does go to the main roster, but he does stick around in NXT. Let's rebook that entire road for Keithley. So I guess we could start with him winning the North American Championship, which we'll keep that the same. Him beating Roderick Strong, him going tear to tear with Dominic Dijakovic. And then if you guys watch my epic rebooking of if you guys saw that epic rebooking of freaking NXT or not NXT WrestleMania 36, where if you guys watched that video, I did add NXT matches to the show, and I put Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle for the North American Championship at WrestleMania 36 simply because NXT wasn't gonna have WrestleMania. So I did do Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle, and then I would have Damian Priest watch the entire match as we speak. I did this match simply because we need a big money match for WrestleMania, and these two guys are like the definitive mid-card faces of NXT at the time, so it makes sense to do that. Then we do like Damian Priest, like, is angry that Keith Lee gave Matt Riddle a shot where he's been like eyeing on him. Yes, we do the whole like him facing Cameron Grimes and then Damian Priest attacking him from behind, and then he thinks it's Dominic Dijakovic. So Dominic Dijakovic and Damian Priest have a one-on-one match. Winner faces Keith Lee down the road or something like that. Then we do Keith Lee and Damian Priest at an NXT episode where Keith Lee wins, of course, and then we go on and do Johnny Gargano versus Keith Lee at NXT TakeOver in Your House. People are thinking, holy shit, this is going to be the night where Johnny Gargano becomes North American champion and Keith Lee moves on to other things. And no, we keep it the exact same way. We do keep Keith Lee as North American champion once again. Then around this time, Velveteen Dream was getting a lot of scandals around this time, and we do need to write him off so he could clear his name, hopefully. So, because Velveteen Dream didn't get a chance to become NXT champion, Keith Lee gives him a shot to be North American champion. He beats Velveteen Dream, writes him off. Then they'll completely write him off. But then Keith Lee says, I want to be NXT champion. Adam Cole has been the champion for over a year. I want to beat him. I want to be the guy to beat him. So we do, sure enough, we do at the Great American Bash, Keith Lee versus Adam Cole, title for title. Keith Lee wins. Then Dominic Dijakovic comes out and congratulates him. And then the next week, we have Keith Lee being so happy. And then he says, Dominic Dijakovic, you have been on my back. We've been friends for a long time. I want to give you a shot at the NXT Championship and the NXT North American Champion. If you beat me tonight in the main event, you can have both belts. Around this time, Adam Cole was dealing with Pat McAfee's fake interview. And don't worry, I'm not going to do that match. I'm not going to do Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole, but I would still have that moment. And then the next week on NXT, they ask him about someone interviews him about Pat McAfee, and Adam Cole's like, no, I'm not going to talk about Pat McAfee. I should be worrying about being NXT champion. Just for the record, Pat McAfee talks to Adam Cole, and then he even goes as far as to say that he says that the Undisputed are cowards, that they do not want to go to Raw or SmackDown because they know deep down they're just going to be what they are, and that is a bunch of indie wrestlers. And Adam Cole, that's why Adam Cole snaps at Pat McAfee, not because he not because out of the blue. So this time, this will be more impactful later. But Adam Cole is like saying all this stuff, and then Finn Balor was like, "Whoa, chill, Adam Cole. Like, geez, don't turn. We don't want another like. We do want to go viral and hopefully um, be the best show ever, but you gotta chill, boy." And Adam Cole's like, "Don't tell me to chill and this. You should mind your own business and this and that." And then Finn Balor's like, "All right, how about this? Give me a match." And then he's like, I'm not gonna have a match with you. Instead, Bobby Fish will have a match. So on that same night where Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic are feuding, we do Finn Balor versus Bobby Fish. Finn Balor wins, easy win. But at the end of the match, Adam Cole just comes out, beats the crap out of Finn Balor, just loses it, goes haywire on Finn Balor. And then Adam Cole just walks out. Then in the main event, we do freaking Dominic Dijakovic versus Keith Lee. These guys go for 12 minutes, and then Kyle O'Reilly just shows up, who we haven't seen on TV for a while. Then we see, and then Dominic Dijakovic punches him out. Then we see Roderick Strong. Keith Lee punches him out. And then that's when they just jump in, and then they all just beat the crap out of each other. All 4 members of the Undisputed Era jump. Then Finn Balor comes for the save. He does that, and then he even goes as far as to grab Keith Lee's belts. Keep in mind, the match ends at no counts, but Finn Balor grabs both belts, like he wants both of them, and then Keith Lee just like snatches him off of his hand. He just walks away. He's in the entrance ramp, like saying like, "Yeah, you're not gonna get this shot and this and that." And then Johnny Gargano just comes with a chair and smacks Keith Lee with a chair, and that's the end of the night. The next week on NXT, we are announced an epic main event for NXT Takeover 30. It's gonna be Keith Lee, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, and Adam Cole. First fall, North American Championship. Second fall, NXT Championship. And there's your main event. We just built it up like it is. We even do Roderick Strong and Red Dragon. That's what I'm calling him, just so we don't get a confusion. Those 3 versus Keith Lee, Finn Balor, and Johnny Gargano. 3 people who hate each other. And Kyle O'Reilly, who we haven't seen in months. We see a new side of him. And he rolls up Finn Balor, pins him, and then that leads to a future shot for the NXT Championships, Undisputed Era versus Breezango, because in my universe, Imperium loses the belts immediately to fucking Breezango, because Imperium was boring as a tag team. They really are just plain bald dudes. They're nothing without Walter. They really aren't. So anyways, we do Breezango versus Undisputed Era at NXT TakeOver 30. Breezango wins. Epic victory for them. Then the main event of NXT TakeOver 30 is the main event of Keith Lee, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, and Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole is about to pin Keith Lee in the first fall, but then Johnny Gargano grabs Adam Cole, throws him out, steals the victory. 1, 2, 3. NXT North American Champion, the new NXT North American Champion, Johnny Gargano. The match keeps going on. Finn Balor is just throwing some cool ass moves. Finn Balor is going to be the MVP of the match, but keep in mind, Finn Balor is not going to get pinned. Instead, Adam Cole is going to get the upper hand on Finn Balor, but he manages to roll out of the ring. Then Adam Cole sees Keith Lee. He's ready to do a finisher on him, but then Keith Lee catches him, does his finisher. 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee is still your NXT champion. So even though Keith Lee is no longer the North American champion, he is still your NXT champion. And then, he's ready to move on. But then the night after, the NXT after NXT TakeOver 30, we have Keith Lee open the show, and then he makes a big announcement. He said, William Regal's not here today, but NXT is going to be a lot bigger than ever. We're going to move to Tuesdays on Fox, because on FS1, that is like the big sports like channel to watch, if anyone knows this. The reason why I'm doing this is because WWE Backstage got canceled around the exact same time. So we're gonna do. We're going to do. Um, um, Instead of WWE Backstage, it's gonna be NXT. We could probably work out a deal. It will hopefully work out. But anyways, as Keithley says, he's like, to make that night as special as possible, I'm going to defend my NXT champion, the one belt I still have with me. But the question is against who? And then he calls out Finn Balor, saying that in the Fatal 4-Way, they didn't get a chance to collaborate, and he was the guy he's wanted to face ever since Finn Balor arrived to NXT, but he wasn't a top name just yet. So, if Finn Balor accepts, Keith Lee is willing to put the belt against Finn Balor at the first episode of the brand new NXT on Fox. And Finn Balor accepts, so the main event of that show is going to be Keith Lee versus Finn Balor. The match is pretty awesome, and Keith Lee wins. At the end, Keith Lee and Finn Balor do the two sweet. Finn Balor walks out, and actually we don't see Finn Balor for a while because he will be going to NXT UK because that was the original plan, Walter versus Finn Balor. I think it's safe to say that we could now do that. Hopefully traveling isn't bad for Finn Balor. Hopefully he could go to NXT UK and help develop that brand. If we are going to keep NXT UK, we should at least send Finn Balor there to help that brand. And then, anyways, Keith Lee is celebrating. Then the lights go out, and then you see like a timer, like one of those dust, like I don't know what they're called, but they're those clocks that like just shoot sand. We just see one on the floor, and then out of nowhere, you see like Keith Lee just being choked out into a sleeper hold, and it's Karrion Kross. So we're building up Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross all the way until October 31 for not NXT TakeOver 31, but NXT TakeOver Halloween Havoc, because I did my research, and Halloween this year lands on a Saturday, which is where a normal NXT TakeOver takes place. So, way to drop the ball there, NXT. So, yes, that way we have more build up for Karrion Kross and Keith Lee. I would not do that stupid contract thing where he opens it and flame hits him. But anyways, we just build it up, and then Keith Lee and Karrion Kross are ready to fight. And they're fighting. They're kicking each other's ass. They're just beating the crap out of each other. And Karrion Kross is your NXT champion. Hopefully he does not get injured this time. But, you got to do what you got to do. But anyways, Keith Lee is disappointed. He is just there. Around this time, I believe NXT was going to be on the Thunderdome, or they're going to be in a different stadium where it's fans and the Thunderdome crowd. So I would have people just chant, "Thank you, Keith," or "Bask in his glory," whatever the hell they want. And then we do not see Keith Lee on the next NXT. We instead see him the following one. We take a break from Keith Lee, but then he finally does show up, and then he's like super like just bummed out that he could not beat Karrion Kross. Then that's when Triple H comes out, kind of motivates Keith Lee. I think it's important that Keith Lee or Triple H is talking to who are his supposed top guys. So Triple H says that, listen, you've been carrying NXT from the beginning of the year, and you were supposed to be the guy we were supposed to look out for in 2020, and you are going to carry NXT to the top. That is why at Survivor Series, you will be the team captain of Team NXT this year. He gets to pick all four of his teammates. So he picks Finn Balor, the new NXT UK champion, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and Dominik Dijakovic. So those are his guys. I was thinking of switching Johnny Gargano with Damian Priest. That way we could do North American Champion, NXT Champion, or North American Champion, IC Champion, US Champion. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. Keith Lee, Damian Priest, Tommaso Ciampa, Dominik Dijakovic, and NXT UK Champion Finn Balor. Let's do that. Those are the teammates. And in the match, Dominik Dijakovic has a better showing than Keith Lee, which is really upsetting Keith Lee because, last year this was his moment. Now, and then it gets to his head that he's not doing the same. And then it gets so bad that Tommaso Ciampa goes like, "What are you doing? Get your head out of your ass!" And around this time, Tommaso Ciampa's a heel, by the way. Then he pushes, like he slightly pumps Ciampa, and then Keith Lee just like um pushes Ciampa like really hard. And while this is going on, they don't realize, but Seth Rollins is ready to like kick Keith Lee and hit the curb stomp and eliminates Keith Lee. Keep in mind, Dominic Dijakovic, Tommaso Ciampa, and Damian Priest are still in the match. Maybe not Damian Priest. So let's do Balor, Ciampa, and Dominic Dijakovic. Anyways, the final two are Dominic Dijakovic and Seth Rollins. Dominic Dijakovic gets the victory, so we're finally pushing Dominic Dijakovic to the top. Now you're wondering what the hell happened to the Undisputed Era? They actually go to the main roster following NXT TakeOver 30, and they are going to have the Retribution storyline. Hopefully it's not as corny and stupid, but the Undisputed Era should be the ones taking over and destroying shit, not Retribution, this stupid ass looking team. And I know around this time, I know that Mustafa Ali is the new leader. Spoiler for anyone who didn't know that, but I really don't care about the Retribution, even with Mustafa Ali as the leader. So, anyways, yeah. The Undisputed Era want nothing to do with this war between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They've been causing chaos for years, and they love NXT, so they're not going to be a part of it. Instead, they'll just be sitting in the audience, watching the show like that. So, anyways, Keith Lee says that he failed to do it, and then we do Johnny Gargano versus Dominic Dijakovic for the North American Championship. Dominic Dijakovic gets his big win, and then he's the new workhorse of that brand. And then, like, what do we do with Keith Lee? He's basically just gonna be having a couple of matches, redeeming himself, just kind of like showing what he is. Hell, he even teams up with Dominic Dijakovic in the beginning, but people are loving Dominic Dijakovic more than Keith Lee. And then Keith Lee realizes that he may not be ready for the main roster, but he is willing to fight Karrion Kross one last time, and if he loses, he will leave NXT. So Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee at the final episode of NXT of 2020. Karrion Kross wins yet again, and then we send Keith Lee to Raw with his same music, same attire, and it's a different world because now he's taking on the top guys, and he is actually doing a fantastic job. He's actually having great matches. He's beating guys like Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler, just like under mid-card level. And then at the Royal Rumble, he even eliminates the most people, makes it to the final four, but doesn't quite win yet again. But Keith Lee just kind of moves on from it. He has a match on Raw against whoever, MIA. And then MVP, Bobby Lashley, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin want him to join the Hurt Business because he is not the same Keith Lee as he was in NXT, the face of that brand that year. And MVP says, come on, join the Hurt Business, this and that. They even promise him a shit ton of money. It's that. Hell, they even kick out Shelton Benjamin. Like Bobby Lashley kicks out just beats the crap out of Shelton Benjamin, retires Shelton Benjamin for good because I think Shelton Benjamin is done. He's not the same Shelton Benjamin from 2004 2000 through 2010. So yeah, Bobby Lashley kicks out Shelton Benjamin, and then as it looks like Keith Lee is going to join, he says, hell no. And then he just beats the crap out of MVP and Cedric Alexander and Bobby Lashley. Then MVP says, like, that's it. We try to be nice to you, but now we're just done. So it's a 3-on-1 handicap match. Keith Lee versus MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Cedric Alexander. And Bobby Lashley pins Keith Lee. And then Keith Lee says that yeah, Bobby Lashley was great. He gets into Bobby Lashley's head, saying that he can't do it alone because one, he's shitty at promos, which is true, and because he was nothing before MVP showed up and the Hurt Business made him a star yet again. But let's kick the antes up a notch. Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee, WrestleMania 37. Keith Lee goes through a couple of obstacles to get there, but he eventually does have a match against against Bobby Lashley for the NXT United States Championship, the WWE United States Championship. Wow, I'm like losing it. I'm so tired, guys. So, anyways, that happens at WrestleMania 37, night 2 or night 1, whatever. Yes, because WrestleMania 37 will continue to be 2 nights from now on in my universe. Whichever night he does it, we have Keith Lee versus Bobby Lashley, and Keith Lee goes over. Yes, Keith Lee is your new United States champion. His big moment at WrestleMania yet again, showing that he will eventually be the face of this business. Once we lose Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, but I guarantee you, Keith Lee is the right guy to go as a top face. Hell, Vince McMahon likes him. What do we do with him next? We switch him to SmackDown. He becomes a big name over there. And then WrestleMania 38 is where we do Roman Reigns versus Keith Lee. What do you guys think? Is that pretty cool? What do you guys think? Just let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know. It's Mimi, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out. Thank you for watching.